Your top overall is Gonzaga, as you just referenced right there. Who are your 1 seeds? Does my alma mater have to win to get a 1 seed? Because it looks like you've got 2 Big Ten teams in his 1 seeds right now as we're talking here.
Yeah, Michigan is playing right now. Illinois will play later. They're the number 3 overall and the number 4 overall. And Rich, I think it's extremely unlikely that the number 1 seeds change at this point. And it's mostly coincidence that cut line is right at 4, right? Like, in a given year, we might have 2 or 3 teams, maybe even 5 or 6 that are kind of separated from the rest, and we fight about the 1 seed, right? But this year, it happens to be 4, and maybe that's just a little bit of a gift from the basketball gods, who've been a little cruel. And, in this case, maybe the order could change, Michigan and Illinois, but, I think they're all but locked with, of course, Baylor and Gonzaga as 1 and 2.
Okay, so then who's already played their way in, whether how they finished the regular season or just the mere smattering of games we've seen conference-wide, and who needs to play well this weekend, today and this weekend, in order to assure themselves of a spot? Joe?
If you had asked me a week ago, I would have told you there was next to no chance that Syracuse was going to be in the NCAA tournament. But here they are, and they're going to make it. They're just going to make it, but there's almost no set of circumstances now where, 7 or 8 things would have to go wrong, which would be like pulling a quarter out of your pocket and trying to flip heads 8 times in a row.
Okay.
Right? Like that's pretty hard. And we'd wait a while if you and I each took a coin out and tried that now. Plus, it wouldn't make for great broadcasting, I suppose. But Syracuse got hot at the end. They beat Clemson and Carolina at home in the regular season. They won a 50-50 game against NC State to open the ACC tournament, and then they took Virginia to the wire yesterday. That was only yesterday, and now Virginia's out, and Syracuse is still at least alive for the committee, if not in the bracket in Greensboro. And we've seen this movie before where Boeheim makes it in late and is not just a thorn in team side. In 2016, I had them as team number 69. They got in and went to the Final Four.
They sure did.
And needless to say, I have not been welcomed back to Central New York since then.
Okay, so then who needs to play well to get in? Just throw some out at me.
I'll give you a classic elimination game, and
okay.
It rarely falls this perfectly. But at midnight tonight, midnight Eastern in the Mountain West, the last 2 teams in the field on our board, which are Colorado State and Utah State, are playing in the Mountain West quarterfinals. They split in the regular season, conveniently enough, and now they're going to play the rubber game. And, it makes the most sense to me to leave the winner in and the loser goes home. So for those 2 teams, the NCAA tournament starts at midnight.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.